Testing. All right. You can cut out that other shit.
Hey, yo, aim.
Ready?
Yeah. Run it up, Blondo.
Hey, bitch, I'm from Texas, where we still riding swangers and put diamonds in our necklace. Pour drink inside my lemonade till it look like a Pepsi. See, I come from the D where we got checks and we be flexing.
All right, so this is the last day of the hunt. Sam and Brandon are still out. Me and Dalton just got back from the processor, picked up all the meat, and filled up the Yeti 350 completely to the brim. North Park was able to get the Euro mount done on time, so I'm freaking stoked to be able to roll up to the house with everything done. A little sketchy getting it back, strapped to the rooftop tent, but we just took it easy coming in. So day one, we rolled in here about 4 o'clock, got camp set up. Tristan and the other guys rolled in about 8 o'clock, and right about then, we had a bugle not 20 yards from camp and just set the woods on fire. Just literally a stone's throw away from where we were getting ready to bed down for the night. And so that was what set the standard at the moment for the rest of the trip, as we thought the woods were already going to be ripping off left and right. So everybody was pumped. The vibe in camp was awesome. Day one of hunting, we just walked straight from camp up to some mountains and just did a short morning hunt walkabout. Didn't hear jack shit. Not a peep out of no bugles. We did bump a cow, and that was the climax of the day. It was just seeing a cow. Day two was aggressive. Day two, we got our asses absolutely kicked. Just high stepping over deadfall left and right. An absolute smoker. Every trail that we walked that day was an abandoned trail, and nothing had been cleaned up. It was just logs for days. Got back to camp a little discouraged. Come back just a little bit early before shooting light was up. Brandon rolled into camp about 7 o'clock that night, and he could tell we were just a little bit discouraged because we still hadn't heard a single bugle. We hadn't seen an elk. We saw a ton of sign, but we were all kind of down in the dumps, and Brandon could tell what was going on. So Tristan and the other guys rolled back in at the end of day two, said that they had heard some bugles for the day. Nothing too crazy, but Tristan was going to roll out with us the next morning. So me, Brandon, Sam, and Tristan were going to go out. And of course, that was the first day that Dalton, our camera guy, wasn't with us, so that we could keep a even couple groups, 4 and 4. As soon as we rolled out from camp, we were still a little bit bummed from day two, but as soon as we rolled out from camp, everybody's spirits were back. We were back on top. We were ready. We were motivated. We parked the truck at a closed gate. We were going to keep walking for about 4 miles that morning, or until we had heard a bugle. Well, as soon as we buckled up our backpacks, I heard some sparring going on about 200 meters to our east in a little meadow. And from then on, it was game on. Bugles ripping off left and right. There was at least 4 big mature bulls down in this meadow, and we just followed Tristan down. And he's wind checking every 10 seconds. He's cow calling. He's doing some challenge bugles here and there. And we basically just followed him up to bed. We could hear the challenge bugles going on between all the elk that were in the hole, and everything just happened so fast. We come up out the meadow, we go about 400 meters more up towards where they were going to go down to bed, and the next thing I know, Tristan just puts his hand back and just says, "Stop, knock an arrow, get ready." And he takes a knee, and then the rest of us take a knee, and there's 2 elk barreling right for us. Really, the only one I could see was the one in the front. And I was just focused on that one. I had some horse blinders on. Tristan says, "He's at 30, get ready." I stand up, draw back. As soon as I drew back, he just button hooked right towards us and stopped at 16 yards. From my point of view, he stopped right behind a tree, and I just could not get a shot. Tristan was whispering right next to me. He said, take the frontal. And I just didn't have it. I think the clip is about 40 seconds long, and I was drawn back basically the entire time. The elk I was holding on finally realized what was going on. He wheeled right, and as soon as he wheeled right, I just let her rip. Snuck my arrow right behind the last rib as he was quartering away, kind of wheeling back. As soon as I let my arrow fly, Tristan ripped off a cow call and a challenge bugle, and then that's when I saw this monster of a bull that had pushed my bull right into us. And my heart sank a little bit because I felt like I had just taken the wrong bull, and then my head just got clear after that. I was just happy I got a shot at a bull for the first time ever, especially with archery. Freaking Tristan made us sit there for a damn hour after we'd already heard the elk go down. Everybody's freaking wound up. We just want to go recover it, but he said the slight chance that he's not down, we just need to let him die. So we stood there for an hour, just sort of like going back through the whole thing, playing it back in our heads. And I just kept saying, can we not just, instead of bullshitting here, can we not just go bullshit over here 15 yards away and just make sure there's blood? And he just kept saying, no, we're going to hang tight. Finally, an hour passed. We go over to where I hit the bull, and my heart just started to sink, and we didn't find a drop of blood. Luckily, he, darted out of there like a bat out of hell and left some easy to find hoof prints the whole way. Followed that pretty careful for about 40, 50 yards, and then we started to find blood. And as soon as we found blood, my brother Sam, he said, I see him. That was it. We just went nuts. It was just, everything was awesome. I just saw him laying there, and that's when everything was worth it. This was my 5th year hunting, 1st year archery, 1st year over the counter. The couple of days before just getting our asses kicked on these crazy Colorado trails, everything was just worth it. It was just an amazing feeling, especially having my brother there, my best friend Brandon, and Tristan. I mean, we go way back in the sniper community, and having him there calling for us and teaching us about everything was just incredible. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. And especially having my brother there was incredibly special. So this is my favorite hunt of all time by far. And I'm stoked to have something to show for it.